A warm greeting. Today is Sunday, September 10, 2023. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. In this video, I will provide an update on the forecast for Hurricane Lee, which has strengthened again into a major hurricane. Currently, it has maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour, making it a Category 3 hurricane once more. It is expected to continue strengthening over the next few days as it moves west-northwest, passing north of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. I will discuss the effects associated with this hurricane across the Greater Antilles, the Bahamas, and the eastern United States. In particular, residents of the northeastern United States and Nova Scotia in Canada should be very vigilant about the evolution of Hurricane Lee. On the other hand, we have Tropical Storm Margot, which continues to strengthen over open Atlantic waters, and it is expected to become a hurricane in the coming days. It will be moving northward without affecting land areas. Additionally, we have Invest 97 and a new tropical wave that we are monitoring from Africa, both of which have the potential for development as they move through the tropical Atlantic. However, for an updated forecast on Invest 97 and the new tropical wave, I invite you to stay tuned for another video that I will be recording later tonight. In the following infrared satellite animation, we can see Hurricane Lee, which is currently at its closest point to the northeastern Caribbean. Over the next few days, it will maintain a very slow west-northwest movement before taking a turn to the north. Although, for the time being, it is expected to remain east of the Bahamas, west of Bermuda, and well to the right of much of the eastern and southeastern United States, there will be dangerous conditions at sea, which we will discuss further. Interests in the northeastern United States and Nova Scotia should remain vigilant. Some models bring the center of circulation near this area by the next weekend, so I urge you to stay very attentive to the evolution of Hurricane Lee. If we switch to the visible satellite image, we can see that the structure of Hurricane Lee has significantly improved today. This cyclone has finally completed an eyewall replacement cycle, allowing it to re-intensify to the northeast of the Caribbean. Favorable conditions are expected to allow it to strengthen once again into a Category 4 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 140 miles per hour between Monday and Tuesday. Additionally, you'll notice that there have been no changes in the short to medium-term forecast for the hurricane's path. It is expected to maintain its west-northwest movement for the next 24 to 36 hours, then move westward on Tuesday, and from Wednesday, it should take a northward turn. This should take the circulation center quite far west of Bermuda. However, by midweek, the hurricane's circulation is expected to expand considerably, leading to some effects being felt on the island of Bermuda. Also, note that the circulation center should stay far away from the Bahamas, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and the eastern United States. In terms of intensity, models agree that it should strengthen over the next 24 to 36 hours and return to Category 4 hurricane status. Then, starting on Tuesday, it will gradually weaken as it moves over slightly cooler waters. The National Hurricane Center and the models concur that it will remain a powerful major hurricane at least until Wednesday. In the latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center, it maintains a west-northwest trajectory at least until Tuesday night, followed by a northward turn. It is anticipated to return to a Category 2 hurricane by Thursday. Then, it will pass west of Bermuda, but you can see that the 5-day uncertainty cone is quite wide, and Bermuda remains within this cone. Therefore, continued vigilance is required regarding its evolution. Remember that even though the circulation center and tropical storm and hurricane force winds will remain far from Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and the Bahamas, there will be some indirect effects, mostly associated with heavy surf that could lead to flooding and coastal erosion along the northern and eastern coasts of these islands. For instance, take a look at the wave projection from the European model, which indicates that from today until at least Tuesday or Wednesday, strong waves could affect the northern Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic, with waves ranging from 10 to 15 feet in height. Similarly, for the Turks and Caicos Islands and much of the Bahamas, waves between 15 to 20 feet are expected from Tuesday to at least Thursday. Exercise caution, and it is recommended that swimmers avoid beaches to the north and east in this area, and that small boats remain in port and not navigate the Atlantic waters. Additionally, for the southeastern United States, waves between Thursday and Saturday could reach heights of 15 to 20 feet. For Bermuda, waves between 30 to 35 feet are expected from Thursday to Saturday. Looking further ahead, as the circulation center moves near the northeastern United States and Nova Scotia, strong surf is expected to affect the northeastern United States during the weekend, with waves ranging from 20 to 30 feet in height. Now, there is some uncertainty about where exactly the center of circulation of Hurricane Lee will cross. Some models take the center over Nova Scotia, but we have seen some trends today indicating a slightly more westerly track that could put the northeastern United States at greater risk. For example, look at the GFS model's projection. Here, Hurricane Lee continues its northward trajectory, passing west of Bermuda, where some tropical storm force winds may be recorded between Thursday and Friday. Then, in the long term, by Saturday and Sunday, the GFS model's latest run has the center of circulation passing very close to Connecticut in the United States. While this is just one model run, there is a trend we have seen today in showing tracks a bit closer to the northeastern United States. Therefore, it is important to remain attentive because there is uncertainty about what effects will be felt in the northeastern United States over the weekend. We also have the forecast from the European model, which is somewhat similar to the GFS model, at least until Friday and Saturday. However, you can see that by the weekend, the European model continues to predict a path over Nova Scotia, so it appears that Nova Scotia is at greater risk of experiencing hurricane conditions over the weekend. We cannot rule out a slightly closer track to the northeastern United States as shown by the GFS model. When we compare with other models, the consensus remains that it should pass over Nova Scotia by the next weekend. However, there are some models with a slightly more westerly track, as shown by the GFS model ensemble members. While the majority of members have a track over Nova Scotia, some members keep the circulation a bit closer to the northeastern United States. Similarly, the ensemble members of the European model, the vast majority concentrated over Nova Scotia by the end of it, but some members with a slightly closer movement to the northeast of the United States. That's why I ask those of you living from New York to Maine to continue monitoring the evolution of Hurricane Lee. Well, that's all for this forecast update. Tomorrow, I will record a new video to discuss any changes that may arise in the forecast. I hope you all have an excellent start to the week. Until then.